Zachary on the lurk. He's waiting for anyone to try and exit from the left, but they're going to use an early nano boost. He almost got the one clip. There we go. Charges in with the melee. Post bomb. Zachary
dashes onto the backside. Immediately gets Dogman. Zachary makes the Doomfist work.
Transcendence answered by Alarm, but it's going to be the blade now out for Jaru.
Zachary has something to say about it. Got Crimson immediately after Transcendent, gets Buds as well. Coming around the flank, the terror of Zachary.
Zachary, born Zachary Lombardo on January 27, 2001, was part of a family of soccer players, where his siblings had all previously earned soccer scholarships and Zachary himself was well on the way to continuing the family tradition. However, unbeknownst to his family, Zachary had quietly taken up another passion: Overwatch. Sneaking in games before soccer practice or in between homework sessions, Zachary could wrestle with the best of the game's pros with minimal practice. One day, the field had opened up for Zachary, and he took his shot when one close friend he had met online playing comp, Snow, recommended Zachary as a potential pickup, giving him a chance to try out for a team. From there, Zachary's life would change forever. The tryout that Zachary had played in had paid off big, and before he knew it, he found himself in his first professional team in Renegades. The Renegades was a team started by Christopher Monte Cristo Michaels that was later bought by NBA player Jonas Jerebko. This massive turning point in his life was initially met with some difficulties from his parents, who were understandably skeptical about the prospect of an esports career. However, after many discussions and evidence of Zachary's capability and the growing legitimacy of the esports industry, on top of just how much time and dedication Zachary had invested into Overwatch, his father agreed. However, his mother required more persuasion. Eventually, with the encouragement of his father and older brother, along with a visit to the Renegades team house in Michigan, his mother finally agreed and sent her son off to fight for his dream of playing Overwatch professionally. It was during his stay in Renegades that Zachary would first gather valuable team experience.
My scouting got a lot better playing with Renegades because usually I wouldn't really talk too much about like rotations even if I saw them. It like helped me out like as a mechanical player because I was able to like go from just playing ranked to like actually scrimming tier 1 teams. So I got like better at communicating and I got a lot better just like flow of the game from having scrim experience and tournament experience against like Luminosity, Loyal, Evil, like all those teams back in the day. I was able to practice against them, so it just like helped me for flow just become better.
Although the Renegades had never accomplished anything close to a championship win, many players on this team, including Mangachu and Zachary, first made their name here and accumulated the necessary skills to move onwards into the pro scene.
Now you have Mangachu with a Graviton Surge. Let's see if he can get a good use of it.
Uh-oh, Space Jam perhaps. Biotic Nade comes down, goes in for it. Mines 3! Fire Sani, Numlock, goodbye. Zachary, he wants more. He's down for seconds. McGravy, Fozix, everyone just take a seat. Back to the spawn room you go. The Space Jam. Come on and slam.
It was in 2017 with the announcement of the Overwatch League, much of the pro scene was shaken up to field the top tier teams, especially those based in North America. Unfortunately, Zachary was ineligible to play in the league due to age restrictions, as he was not yet 18 years old. For their standout performances, both Mangachu and Zachary were invited to Taipei to participate in the Overwatch Heroes Rumble 2017. This is where Zachary really broke out and became known to Overwatch talent scouts. It was this performance here that distanced himself more from the failures of Renegades as a whole, and allowed him to shine brighter on an individual level.
Around like a month before, Mangachu was like, hey, do you want to go to Taipei? My team bailed on me. Because like half of his team went and joined AKM's team. So he was just like, hey Zach, do you want to go? And I was like, sure, we can go. With that, it was like a fun tournament. It wasn't like necessarily a like set for a dead-on competitive tournament. Like the rule set was different. Like we played 3v3, 4v4, 1v1. It was like a fun spectator tournament, no prize pool. So it was, I think it was just like trying to bring light to the Taiwanese Overwatch scene. And like I really wanted to go into the league, but I was too young. And I was like, do I really want to wait the year and a half and instead of just like doing schoolwork? But then when we went out to Taipei, it was like I really enjoyed being able to travel and play with like other good players and like friends of mine. So it kind of got me to keep playing.
Following the Heroes Rumble, Zachary tried out with and subsequently joined the team that would define his career. Zachary was acquired by Fusion University, the academy team for the Philadelphia Fusion, becoming an integral part of the team and one of the faces representing them in multiple championship titles. Fusion University would pair Zachary with Who Are You to form a superstar DPS duo. Just like the Philadelphia's Fusion lineup with EQO and Carpe, the university pair was capable of playing just about every combination possible, allowing them to thrive in multiple metas throughout their time in Fusion University.
We both had a mutual like pair of respect for everything we wanted to do, and we knew that like we're both so good players and we like trust each other so much that we can outplay and pretty much do anything we wanted in like whatever meta. Both of us combined, we can cover every single DPS and like every single off tank. Like we cover like pretty much everything together, and then out of game we're really good friends. It's just It was like a perfect match.
Whether it be dive, snipers, or tanks, Fusion University boasted incredible top-tier performances regardless of the occasion, and their flexible DPS line was an integral part of their success. Along with a stellar backline consisting of Alarm and Elk, this team won the Overwatch Contenders North America twice with a perfect record and a dominating 16-match win streak. Zachary's successes and set of breakout performances on Fusion University would catch the attention of the 2018 World Cup Committee for Team USA, and few were surprised to see this contender's talent picked up to represent his country in the 2018 Overwatch World Cup, despite the other American talent in the Overwatch League vying for the same opportunity.
I wasn't incredibly surprised to get picked up because I felt like I played really well in the tryouts. It was like a different type of experience because like the structure is different compared to contenders in Overwatch League, where it's like preparing for a match or preparing for like a bunch of teams at once. So it was a bit different, and I got to know what it's like to prepare for a bunch of teams and like have the stress of playing a lot of games at once rather than just like once or twice a week. So that was a bit different. And then being able to play with like a bunch of different personalities. Like it was my first time in a while playing on a team that was all North American players. Like I had just been playing with Koreans.
While the American team would fall to the UK in the 2018 World Cup Top 8, which was one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history, Zachary performed well, considering it was his first time on a large international stage. And it was obvious that it was his personality, coachability, and ambition that set himself apart from many of his contenders' colleagues. After the World Cup, on December 3rd, 2018, Zachary was announced to have been picked up by the Dallas Fuel. Rounding out the Fuel's lineup as the 4th DPS player on the team, the Fuel are armed with a plethora of choices and experts. Zachary has played everything, from Genji, Tracer, Widowmaker, Hanzo, Doomfist, Sombra, and Zarya. Despite becoming known especially for his sharp Widowmaker and crafty Sombra, Zachary has shown his ability to feel nearly any role on a high level. Although with the ongoing dominance of GOATs, he often finds himself on Brigitte, as he has adapted to the pseudo-support role, although we are eager to see him return to DPS whenever the opportunity to do so arises.
It's a team game, and everybody on the team is doing their best in their roles, so I had to take up this role. So even if I like don't enjoy it as much as I'd enjoy playing another role, it's like I'm still gonna do my best to make sure everybody on the team is able to play as well as they can, and that I'm playing as well as I can, even if I'm like, it's not my preferred role. Like I'm still doing my best to adapt and change and play it well enough for us to win and like perform well.
Zachary is without a doubt capable of acting as a complement for his fellow teammates to perform at the top of their game. While the Fuel may have had some growing pains in this season so far, the advent of the 2-2-2 roll lock and the associated meta shift may help the Dallas Fuel burn blue brighter than ever before.